Is a grade in a course, which leads to a degree, less or more important than the knowledge acquired from the experience, which leads to an education? That quote from Troy Henderson is one of my favorites, so in true state of state fashion, let's apply it to Penn State. So what is a Penn State degree? I guess I would have to say it's a piece of paper with the words Pennsylvania State University written across the top. We all earn one post-graduation after completing rigorous coursework despite the many angel frustrations. But what is a Penn State education? Well, I guess that's where the experience varies. For myself, my educational experience started and ended at a Commonwealth campus. Though I had the opportunity to transition to University Park no problem, that's not what I wanted, which many were surprised about, and many had no problem voicing that opinion to me. For example, when I first got into Penn State Abington, my best friend from University Park told me I should think about transitioning eventually because no matter what I did at Abington, if we were both going for a job and we both got an interview, if they looked at my application and hers, she would get the job simply because she went to University Park. Well, I don't know why, but her shame was overpowering one of the most exciting times of my life. And I really wanted to know why she thought this way. I didn't listen to her, and I made sure that when I got to Abington, I was going to make the best of it. I knew I was where I needed to be the moment that I started, and Abington was and continues to be my dream school. When I started at Abington, I knew that I wanted to be a part of the Penn State family, but I also knew that I wasn't going to be able to focus at University Park. I wanted to be able to drive up to football games with student tickets, but I also wanted to be close to family. And I wanted to be able to attend graduate school post-graduation without drowning in debt. And Abington was that perfect fit for me. It was a personal choice, as it is for many other students. And Abington is only one example of what is happening at the other Commonwealth campuses. In the late 90s, you could only graduate from one of 4 different campuses with your bachelor's degree. We have seen a boom in the growth of these campuses, and they have changed and evolved based on the high demands and research needs for the area. Today, you can graduate from one of 20 different campuses with your bachelor's from Penn State, fully allowing Penn State to fulfill its land-grant mission. That mission has and always will be to serve a diverse group of students, many first generation, and many who are looking to gain that full college experience. Students who weren't as involved in high school and non-traditional students now find themselves at Commonwealths to be presidents of clubs, head researchers, and honor scholars. The biggest benefit seen by students has been the accessibility of their professors and the relationships that they've made with them. For many students, these campuses are important to them, and they become their second home. For myself, my educational experience included being Thon Chair for my campus, being an orientation leader, a research assistant, and also being a Schreier Honor Scholar. My educational experience allowed me to travel, going from New York all the way to Louisiana for different learning and service activities. My Penn State education allowed me to continue my work experience uninterrupted and participate in internship opportunities. My Penn State education allowed me to do research and to be able to present them at academic conferences. My Penn State education my Penn State Abington education has allowed me to apply to PhD programs, competing on the same playing field as people from University Park, other big universities, and even Ivy Leagues. I also want to talk about the diversity on these campuses and why that matters. Commonwealth campuses are, on average, more diverse than University Park in terms of percentages. With fewer people enrolled and larger percentages of diverse groups, this allows us to be able to interact with one another and to become more understanding and empathetic of each other. And when I talk in terms of diversity, I don't just mean skin color, race, or ethnicity, but also sexual orientation, gender, socioeconomic status, disabilities, whether it be physical or mental, learning abilities, age, religion, veteran status, that list goes on. So when people from University Park use the hateful rhetoric saying things like, "You're not smart enough to get into University Park," They're completely ignoring the privilege that they had simply to go away to college. As I had mentioned earlier, it was a personal choice to go to a Commonwealth campus, but for some, it may have been their only choice because they have a financial responsibility, they're working, they're not able to move away from home, they're taking care of a family, they're raising a family. So this is why Penn State is so great, because we're able to afford those opportunities to other students across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Students that never imagined that they would be able to have this opportunity are now able to take full advantage of their college experience, no matter where they are, at home or at University Park. Preparing for this talk, I had a conversation with the wonderful Dr. Madeline Haynes, the Vice President of Commonwealth Campuses. And she started to tell me a story about when Dr. Barron was visiting all of the different campuses for the first time. And at Abington, he asked the audience to really brag about their experiences. And she said a young student immediately stood right up and really started to brag about her campus, its resources, its opportunities, the staff, and the faculty. It was so profound that Dr. Barron and I will never forget it. I had to laugh because she unknowingly was talking about me. I stood when it was time to talk about my university and to brag about my Commonwealth campus, as I think many other Commonwealth students will, and any Penn State student will. We stand with pride for a university that has given us opportunities beyond our imagination, and we stand with gratitude for the people who have made those opportunities possible. So my call to action is this. Administrators, staff, and faculty, don't forget the part that you play in unifying this university. And don't forget the amount of resources of students that you have across the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And to my Commonwealth students, from Brandywine to Erie, back down to Fayette, across to Worthington Scranton, don't forget the amazing opportunity that you have to graduate from one of 20 different campuses, and open your eyes to the endless amounts of opportunities, benefits, and resources at Commonwealth campuses before it's too late. Because in the end, we do all end up with the same thing, a Penn State degree. But more importantly, it's these different experiences that help to shape and create our very own Penn State education. Thank you.